Nakarada was indeed a pimp.
And
A
men.
lot of
Butt
lions are
cheeks.
gay too, so
And
Gay
revive.
lions.
Pimps
Wait,
can be
was
gay
there a
too.
song about gay lions?
we're talking about gay lions. We're
Hi,
talking
everybody.
about
There
lions.
was
an
a gay
offshoot
lion
bit.
song.
That's an offshoot band of from Imagine Dragons, Gay Lions.
Anyways, hello everybody, and welcome to another episode of Ampistrano. I am your storyteller, D&D Jordan Lee, joined by this absolutely phenomenal cast. Hang on, I gotta mute whoever's typing. I apologize.
Whoever's anger typing. Someone is getting it right now.
I'm sorry, I have very aggressive click clacks, but continue.
It's all good. First off, a very special thank you to our sponsor and affiliation, Found Familiar. Make sure to use D&D Jordan Lee and AmpistranoDND when you check out for a percentage off your purchase, as it does help to support the cast. And I think that's really it, but we do have a couple quick announcements before we dive into our episode. So let's go around, introduce ourselves and who we are playing today. I'm going to start with Robo.
What the fuck me? It's me, RoboGoblin. You can find me everywhere at TTRP Gibbs, and I'll be playing Topi Montesul. His pronouns are he, him. I use any old pronouns, and I love women.
So valid. Amazing. Let's jump over to Sin.
Hi, my name is Sin, your resident sunflower being, and today I will be playing.
Okay, cool. Dimples.
Hello, everyone. I am Dibbles the Dice, or Amir Hamza, or Prince, or the Moist Heat. I will be playing Captain Draven Tyborn and Cribble. We're all he, hims. And I'm going to take a page from Sachi here and say, I love women too, so I'll fuck your mom.
Valid. April.
Hello, I'm April. I play Aurea. We're both ace. I might still fuck your mom, though.
And last but not least, let's jump over to Fair.
Hi, I'm Farron. I play Deodore Shadeson. You're a Battlemaster fighter. Our pronouns are she, her. I'm not gonna say I'd fuck your mom just because I don't know what kind of person your mom is. So it's I'll either fuck your mom or I'll fuck up your mom.
Oh, yeah, that one.
Most likely, fuck up your mom.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Okay. We love to see it. Amazing. So this is our incredible cast. Just as a heads up, we use safety tools and content warnings throughout each game of Ampistrano, including doing multiple check-ins. As a content warning for this episode, we have deep and dark bodies of water, heightened levels of stress, descriptions of injured and slain individuals, existential crises, complex and complicated relationships, and romance. We at the Haven and Vale want you to be safe. If you need to step away, please do. You and your safety matter. As mentioned last week, we've got a couple new things going on. We do have a bingo card that you can go ahead and grab. That seemed like a lot of you were enjoying last week. So you can go ahead and generate a new card for this week and follow along in the episode. And then during the break, we will be having trivia. So that'll be a fun time as well. Let's see. We're very happy to be part of the Creators for Palestine event that Robo has put together. Our family that we have been matched up with is the Karam family, who are trying to flee Gaza in order to start over in Seattle. They keep getting really close to that 50K goal. But if you cannot give, please retweet the GoFundMe link. And you all can check it out by typing in Karam in the chat. Other reminders are, please consider supporting us on Patreon, on YouTube, TikTok, across the socials. With Patreon, you'll get a bunch of behind-the-scenes information, exclusives, playlists, interviews with the cast about their characters, and you'll be able to get to ask your questions to the cast as well. It does help to support our cast and what we're trying to do. So consider, checking that out. We may or may not also be opening up a Ko-fi shop membership thing because Patreon is doing a bunch of things that are unfortunately taking away some of the costs or some of the money to creators. So we are going to be looking at ways to, make this more affordable and available to all of you. So be on the lookout for that. But special thank you to Sphinx 7, Fluffy Snowfall, Chris Gideon, Buzz Lightyear, and Lily42 for your support. Okay, that's it for me for announcements. Is there anything else you all want to announce? Okay. And without further ado, let us go beyond the veil of Ampistrano.
Right?
What?
The art
Oh,
of
the
the
art.
calendar.
The art is white. Tiefly anatomy isn't. Got it.
And welcome back, everybody.
You don't need context for that.
Don't
Honestly,
worry
it's
about
not
it.
worth asking.
Don't worry
A
about
lot
it.
happens during that intro. Like I don't know how to tell you guys so much. We do so much talking in that small amount of time.
So, when last we left our adventurers, they had been searching through the Zerinian Mountains, arriving at a cursed town forgotten, dealing with corruption as well as some of the lost souls that seem to be still living in this town. The group made their way into the mountains themselves and eventually found themselves in front of a large door. One side representing the ferry, the citadel side of Ampistrano's history, and the other representing the shiftweave. Diodora and Aurea worked together to open the door, unveiling a massive chamber that held the armor that Diodora and this group has been searching for. Upon further investigation, though, they found that the armor wasn't exactly what they were looking for. Seemingly a fake had been placed in its stead, as well as a large spectral dragon corrupted at that time broke into a fight with the group, as several ghosts, revenants of the past, also made their appearance on the stage. The group split up, trying to handle and do things in battle that they are the expertise at. We had Toby going ahead and giving some spirit points and healing to the chamber as well as to the rest of their companions. Diodora was crystal hopping, trying to commune with the spirits and entities contained within the crystals alongside the chamber. Aurea, poofing around, unfortunately turned it into a potted plant for a couple of moments, but managed to come back just in time to punch a ghost out of existence. Draven doing the best he can in terms of making sure that everyone was good and covered, and assisting Blackstone, who was being severely hunted down by these revenants. It was in those final moments of that battle, the revenants had placed a pin that seemed to attach itself to Blackstone. A click was heard, and Blackstone collapsed to the ground. A revivification ceremony was done, with Toby being able to reach out and grab the spirit of Blackstone, of Rory, and bring them back. This seemed to have altered Blackstone back to their original factory settings of sorts. As the group settled down, the dragon, uncorrupted, introduced themselves as the guardian of this chamber, Cielo. Offered this place to be a safe haven for them to rest. And everyone did, or seemingly did. Blackstone, you entered your mind, searching for your settings, and found that Carmen had been taken in your place. And as your voice kind of echoes through the chambers of your mind, empty, what do you do?
Okay, I'm actually unmuted. That's good. Normally, things are a little bit chaotic with floating bits of buildings and things like that in the mind of Blackstone. But now in here, I think mostly in response to they're not getting a response when they went to go look for Carmen. There is a storm brewing, dark clouds, howling wind. And in the distance, like kind of a silhouetted figure with a lantern nearby. Carmen? Afraid not. Hate to be the bearer of bad news today. But she is not here. You have already checked the diagnostics a few times. You know she is not here. All of this is kind of your world now. Well, sort of. What happened to the library and the other things? How do I explain this? They are still here, but you are going to have to find them. Well, kind of have to feel like I owe you several apologies at this point. This isn't really the kind of stuff that we made you for. You have been a shining example of how adaptive your technology is, but you were initially made for a much simpler thing, and this is a very complicated thing. There are people who, quite frankly, counter the situation, and they never become the same person again. So you have your work cut out for it. And I suppose that work is in here, but you're going to also have to deal with the friends of yours that you have out there. They are waiting for you. You've been asleep now for, well, what, roughly 6 to 8 hours? Well, if I don't find her, I can't get the library. If I can't get the library, how am I going to get things fixed for Toby? How am I going to fix any of this stuff? I know that that is a thing that you kind of want to do, but I think maybe you need to spend some time figuring out what you are going to do about you. This person stands up. They have a blacksmithing smock. They have one rather long, pronounced canine. Forest green skin, dark brown hair. And they're holding a sledgehammer. They also have like a pair of glasses. It would look like some combination of these are things that I wear for seeing, and these are also things that I use for looking at things with minor details. And I know that you're not going to do what you need to do if you have to watch them, so I'm going to go and watch them. Do you want me to give them a message? Because they are going to ask. And I think you know that. And I don't have the bond with them that you do. I guess tell them I've gone to find a good recipe for cheesecake, and I will be back as soon as possible. They are absolutely not going to believe that, and I am an academic, but okay. That is where Blackstone starts walking past this figure and into the storm of their mind.
You walk into that storm. The camera's gonna shift. What are the rest of you doing as you all, I'm assuming, settle into sleep? Any conversations that want to be had?
Nah, I think Draven is just going to kind of curl up, like I said, against the wall.
Yep.
By himself and not say anything to anybody. Just Cribble's like, he's sleeping on my sleeping bag. Motherfucker. It's fine. Everything's fine. He'll be fine. Probably. Though I haven't seen him like this before. So, yeah, probably.
Who's Cribble talking to?
All of you.
We're asleep. Oria's out.
That's fine.
Okay. Cribble's just
You're just
speaking
saying that
to,
out
like,
loud.
Speaking to
a
the
bunch
air.
of sleepy people.
Your
Cribble's
friendly
It's gonna be
neighborhood
okay.
automaton definitely heard that.
Cribble's worried about Draven, so it's just kind of like spilling out, you know.
I'll say Deodora hasn't gone to sleep yet. It's like, what's going on with him? He seems angry.
Yeah, Cap doesn't really get angry all like that, so that's why it's like it's a little weird, just a smidgen. I mean, he did get angry that one time he was fighting the sea serpent, but it was kind of like that happy, angry, I'm gonna fuck something up angry, you know what I mean? Like, not this kind of angry.
That kind of anger can either be useful or useless, depending
Or
on how he
cursed.
channels it.
Oh, I
If he's
shouldn't have
gonna
thought of that. Curse sounds bad. I mean,
Yeah. Let's keep an eye out, because if you don't channel that kind of anger properly, then you become a liability to yourself and those around you.
maybe you can teach him something. I don't know. Do you channel your anger well?
I think I do.
How did you learn to do, like, are you angry a lot? Did you get angry a little? Learn how to move it around? I don't really get angry. I'm like, hashtag blessings, and I'm usually good. Me and my gods are on a good, spiritual level.
I don't know if I get angry a lot, but when I do feel angry, even just frustrated, I try to think of it like, well, you feel this way, so what are you going to do about it? What is making you feel this way? And how can you change it? And I think all the times I've been angry lately has been because of all the stuff going on, and so I just fuel that into stopping it.
Smart. And maybe you should tell him about that or something. I don't know.
Is he actually asleep?
Probably. He's one of those military people. They just go.
I mean, I'm also one of those military people, so I could just conk out at any time.
That's magical. I wish I knew how to do that.
I don't know if it takes... Maybe it takes practice? You have to want to.
Maybe it takes crises. Because everybody I know who can sleep like that has seen some shit.
And you haven't seen anything?
I mean, I've seen some shit, but like, when I say seen some shit and I've seen some shit, there's a different vibe to it, different connotations or whatever.
What do you think Draven's seen?
Whatever all of this is really messing with him.
It's not messing with you.
I have faith.
Maybe Draven needs something like that. Maybe not faith. He doesn't seem very religious. But something.
Yeah, probably. I tried. He didn't seem like listening to me. I mean, just when we talked about the spirit thing, he seems reticent.
He's gonna have to accept it sooner or later, because continuing to be reticent isn't going to help anybody, just like his anger could potentially not help anyone.
Maybe Maybe it's an old people thing.
Yeah, maybe. Like boomer energy.
What's a boomer?
I don't have time to get into it.
Thank you, Deodora, for listening to me be worried about my friend. You didn't have to do that.
It's not about having to do anything. I wanted to.
Well, still. Thank you.
No problem. You're welcome. And if you ever want to talk again about it, I mean, I'm not going anywhere.
Can I sleep next to your Blink Dog? It does seem like he gets poisoned from me sitting around him, so... And then
Oh.
Graven is like,
On your
sleeping
bed.
on my sleeping bag, yeah.
Yeah, you can cuddle with Sparky.
You heard.
I still cribble from Draven.
And then
bad
Gribble
evil.
settles into sleep.
Yeah, the next big bad is Theodora stealing Gribble origin story.
Yeah, everybody's on my side, so am I really the villain?
Okay. You all said. Oh, yes, go on, Toby.
Yeah, Toby is fast asleep, but you'll see Bolita being a little bit more vigilant. I mean, he's done hooting a lot, but it's more like anxious hooting,
Sure.
and everybody knows that Bolita's kind of an asshole, and for Bolita doing that, it's just like interesting. But yeah.
Okay. You all settle in. The chamber kind of dims slightly. And you kind of see Cielo, still in their humanoid form, has their hand outstretched where they're holding this kind of spectral flame. And they are slowly moving around the cavern quietly, not wanting to disturb all of you as you're kind of resting. And they seem to be checking everything as they're going from platform to platform, floating up to the crystal that he had been working on just before he got corrupted. Moving over to the main platform where the armor was. Just inspecting everything, trying to seemingly check and make sure that nothing else was taken or nothing else is different. You also see at some points disappearing into these little alcoves for a few minutes at a time. And what sounds like the glimmer of bells in the air. You all long rest. It's hard to tell when dawn approaches, see, as you are all in a mountain, but you all wake up. Some feeling more well-rested than others. The day is yours. What do you do?
Oh wait, we actually long rest.
You actually long rest. Nothing is nothing is gonna
Nothing
disturb
is
your long
going to
rest.
happen.
Robo is activated.
Yep. Robo's like, I need you to say we take a long rest twice, and then I will.
No,
do
I
it.
hit it.
And then I will.
I thought you were about to say long. You said long, and I hit the button.
Yep.
I think I hit the button last session.
I did.
Yeah.
too,
Same.
I hit it again.
I hit it last session
You all
on both characters.
Yep. You get your long
Oh.
rest in. Nothing is attacking you. Nothing. You're good.
Oh, if it's gonna attack, it's
Good.
gotta wait till morning.
Time out.
Time
Time
Yeah,
out.
time out.
Base.
Time out.
Base until morning. But the day is yours. The chamber is lit up a little bit. Cielo has been kind of seemingly wanting to keep most of the braziers kind of off, or at least dimly lit, so you all can kind of rest. And then seeing that you all are starting to get a little bit restless and waking up, we'll kind of slowly up the light a little bit.
I think Draven wakes up with Deodora just hovering over him, staring down at him.
I was gonna say Draven got up early, was practicing sword forms, but okay. What?
Get up, let's train.
Okay.
Cribble says that you are... He's never seen you like this before.
Cribble has had a much shorter life than me so far.
You had no reason to be angry around him?
I think I've had plenty of reasons to be angry in my time. I just haven't.
Why is that?
Because I had my crew. And I knew my family was safe.
Well, I think only one of those things is true now. Is not true now. You have a crew.
Draven goes to say something, and then he stops himself. He says, "It's not quite the same."
Is it because you won't allow it to? I mean, no, that's a foolish question. It's not going to be the same because we are not the same people as the crew that you're used to.
Well, there's less of that. And the sea is home. That's part of it. Maybe I wasn't thinking of it, but it is. There's a freedom to having something that is yours. My ship is mine. I share it with my crew, of course. They get to make decisions too. But if we all said, hey, we want to go home, or something bad has happened to someone on the crew, we need to get to shore immediately, something like that, we just go and do it. Sure, we have to deal with the consequences of, oh, maybe this shipment doesn't get delivered on time or something like that, but we're ready to eat that all as a crew. This world-saving, life-changing, anything horrible, awful, touching the void shit is not. That's not something that I didn't want this. I don't want this for y'all. This is horrible. But then it's like, what choice do you have? I had the freedom of choice on my ship. I don't have the freedom of choice if something that can kill the world is going to happen.
Yeah, you had the freedom of choice on your ship to make decisions that could make or break you financially or your reputation, but you didn't really have any choices when it came to what the sea would do. You were still... You still had to... you have no influence over that. There are many things in the world that we don't have any influence over that we have to deal with, whether or not we want to.
You're right to an extent, but it misses some vital points. I was born in the I could literally ask fish to help me if my ship sank. As weird as that sounds, that is a thing that I could do. I have family in the sea. Maybe they're not like close family or something like that, but they're still family, cousins, aunts, uncles. Up here, it's just my crew.
Yeah. I know about where you're from. You've let us know. I guess what I'm saying is those things, yes, you can influence, but you cannot influence the sea itself.
I can't change nature, no.
Exactly. But I don't hear you complaining about it.
What did you hear me complaining about?
Things outside of your control. This world-saving shit. None of us wanted it. And we can stop doing it right now if we wanted to. Let somebody else handle it, or just let the world go to shit. Those are the choices that we can make.
You know, Deodora, when I was active duty, I made a bad call. And I lost the ship. And I lost a crew. There were young people like you all, whole lives ahead of them, and I ruined that for them. And as far as Jorix was concerned and the people around me were concerned, that was world-saving shit. I knew the stakes weren't that high. But I didn't consider the stakes of all the people at the time. You can't protect everybody. But a father is supposed to be able to protect his daughter. And you'll notice, like, throughout this training that y'all have been doing, Draven's been a bit more aggressive than he normally is. Like, his swings are like two-handed overhands, big, the equivalent of haymakers. And he's not trying to hurt you necessarily, but it is more aggro than he normally is. But after he says a father is supposed to protect his daughter, his sword just kind of like slips out of his hand. He's just like, what if something bad has happened to her? And I get there and I wasn't there for her because of this. Like, I know it's not a wrong decision, but it doesn't make it any better.
I think I've never had a dad, so I don't know what that's like. But just from how my mother raised me, I think that there's only so much that you as one person can do to protect your child who is grown and is going to make her own decisions. I think that you thinking about all of these what ifs and hypotheticals isn't serving anybody any good. Where would you be if you were not here right now? Where would you be? Would you actually be in Jorix, or would you be out on the sea?
I don't know.
Okay. Let's say you'd be out on the sea. Then you would be in the same situation that you are now, but less informed.
But
And if you were in Jorix right now with her, you would be with her, but still be less informed. And maybe both of you would be hurt.
Yeah, sure. All right.
I don't think you can measure how good a parent you are by whether or not you can be around them all the time when there's danger. It's how you support them, even in times where there aren't danger.
I just gotta get there. I need to know.
I understand. But we can't rush things, or else we're going to make unnecessary mistakes. I would love to rush back home. But I'm here. Because you all need me. Because other people need me, even if I don't know them.
Reb nods, picks up his sword, and he just looks at you and puts a hand on your shoulder. He's like, thank you. I'm sorry to put this burden on you.
It's not a burden. But I will say this. There's nothing wrong with being angry. But if you're not going to channel it into anything that's useful, you might want to reconsider, because all you're going to do is make those unnecessary mistakes.
How does someone channel anger into something useful?
With practice, you're getting sloppy with your swings.
He smiles a little at that. It's like, okay. Then practice again. Guard.
And the two of you continue fighting. Training. And you see at this point, like, Cielo is kind of wandered over and is kind of just watching the two of you, just thoughtfully. Watching how fluid Deodora's movements are. Almost like a dance. And Draven, why don't you go ahead and roll? I'm gonna let you choose.
Roll to restore my spirit points?
No. Well, you can do that at the start of the day, but that's not what I'm asking you to do. No. Draven before, when he would attack something, when he would hit something with their sword, what kind of attribute were you normally using or picturing? Was it strength? Was it dexterity?
It's all strength.
Strength, okay. Are you pulling on the same kind of strength, or are you now pulling from a different strength in your movements with Typeborn?
He's trying to channel the anger.
Yep. Okay. Why don't you make a... Let's do an insight check.
Okay, let's see here. Insight. Not Coriel, wrong sheet. That is a 12.
12. Anger is oftentimes associated with fire, the complete opposite element of the ocean, the seas, water. So it takes some time to kind of struggle with that kind of picturing as you're hitting each movement, pairing each hit from Deodora. The ocean's fury manifests not just in fire in the volcanoes that are sometimes on the bottom of the seabeds, but in storms, waves. It's different. There's passion, there's a heaviness to it. And each hit you do against Deodora seems to start to come up with some kind of rhythm, a momentum, almost like the lapping of the waves against the shore or against your boat in the docks. Unsure at first, but starting to get more consistent, stronger, building like the sets that oftentimes you see coming in across the shory, sandy beaches of Jorix. The first wave always being the smallest, the last wave in this set being the biggest, the strongest. Deodora, you start to feel the difference too. As Draven's kind of stumbling a little bit at first, trying to connect. He hasn't completely connected with his rage and whatever this kind of focal center point is for him, whatever his anchor for anger and fury is. But he's getting close. You can go ahead and take a point of inspiration, Deodora, and a point of inspiration, Tyborn. As well as if you were using this for spirit point rolling, you can roll your spirit points for the day. As the two of them are sparring, Toby, Aurea, Blackstone, what are you doing?
Blackstone is still in their mind searching for things.
Okay.
But on there, I think for people who would pay attention, and probably mostly Toby, all things being considered about recent events, would notice that Blackstone normally has like a soft pulse of like this blue color that runs along their veins. Gold on occasion. Today, it looks like an RGB light. And it continues that way for a little bit, and then it settles into an indigo color and stays there. All right, we're up. I can't even really be upset about it, to be honest with you. Right, let's get an assessment of what's going on around here then.
How are you feeling?
I'm fine. Different, I suppose, would be the word for this. Although, to be fair, I feel like most people would say the same thing when they're in a body that they haven't really been in before. Toby, right?
Yeah.
Nice to, I suppose, talk to you for the first time properly.
Are you... Are you not Blackstone?
Ooh, difficult question. There's a really long, kind of complicated scientific answer for this. The summary is yes, but also no. It might be
Would you
easier for you to think of me as more like maybe their parent or an older sibling.
Who are you?
Kind of offer a hand for a handshake. It's kind of like, Rory.
Just for Jorge's sake.
That's the person who made them, and that's the person that Blackstone's named after.
Ah, okay. Does Toby know this? Jordan?
Yeah.
Oh, hello, Rory. Nice to finally meet you.
I guess it's one of those. I wish it were under better circumstances, but here we are.
Where's Blackstone?
He's still here. Well, they're still here. This self-references are going to be a challenge for a bit, I think, but they're still here. They told me to tell you that they were on a journey to go and perfect their cheesecake recipe, and that they would be back as soon as they could be.
Are they okay?
Honestly, I don't know if anybody here is, from what I've been able to observe so far, but I suppose they can be as okay as anyone is when they're grieving. Right, I
Okay.
feel like you probably need an explanation for this. I believe all of you, well, those who are fighting, I'm pretty sure they're not listening. Most of you are aware of Carmen, my sister after a manner, and well, turns out that her essence is missing from their system, and he has decided to brave whatever is in there and see what they might find out. It's going to be it's gonna be a bit of a time. They haven't really had access to all that information, and I suppose, to be fair, neither have I, really, but here we are. I have been summoned from the depths of the code, as it were, if you can call it that. I don't know if you even know that term, but because they really care about all of you a great deal, and we're concerned about making sure that all of you were safe. So here I am, an academic in the body of an arcane rogue.
Okay, so just to catch up a little bit, Blackstone is on a journey inside their mind, which is also your body. There's something about code. I don't know about that. There's Carmen died.
No. That she is not dead. She is not here. That would be the issue.
Oh.
Oh, and
Okay.
as I understand, you sacrificed a fairly significant portion of yourself after a manner in order to make, well, all of this happen, which they are also determined, probably against impossible odds, to fix somehow.
Toby, can you roll a history check for me, please? Or a spirit check. I will let you choose either.
History it is.
Okay.
Oh, 30, 20.
Dirty 20. A lot happened yesterday, and you're getting a lot of information now. But the thought occurs to you that whatever this device was that was pinned onto Blackstone, there was that clicking noise, and Blackstone, Rory, went down. Not just unconscious, but it was almost like their spirit had been completely depleted. You caught a pretty good glimpse of the device. But you also know revivification is asking for the soul to come back. It's plausible that this item was able to target 2 souls, but you were only able to extricate 1 back.
Yeah, I'm not giving another force spell slot.
No, I know. No, I know. Wasn't going to ask you to do that either, but more so
No,
just
I
giving
get it.
you the reasoning of like why Carmen is perhaps not here.
Yeah, I get it.
So, just wanted to give you that.
All right. And then it all hits Toby, and I'm like, oh,
Yeah. I should probably try to find out what that device was. I could understand why they didn't, but seems that that's what our enemies are using, so there's that. And I'm going to have to get used to all of this, and I guess I'm going to have to reacquaint myself with all of you, which I have names for, thankfully.
Toby reaches for Blackstone's hand and touches it. I'm sorry. I usually have consent from Blackstone, but I don't have consent from you. Can I touch your hand?
Not touching the equipment without asking. I like you. So, yes, by all means.
All right. Hold your hand. Just look up.
Mhm.
Are they coming back?
If the question that you're asking is, are they still here? They are still here. Are they reachable? I suppose they are. Maybe not for a while, though, while they are looking into things. But they are in, well, as safe a place as could be called safe in these conditions. And such. I will say, it might be, for your own sake, it may be easier to pass messages to them while I am in stasis.
Did I do something wrong?
That is the sound that actually comes out as I'm processing things. You absolutely didn't do anything wrong. You certainly did the best that you could. And having done something wrong would mean that I would not be here, and Blackstone would also not be here. You did an extraordinary thing, by any standard, if you're asking me. And technically you are.
all right, Rory.
I think this is how this works. Do you mind if I believe hug is the word for this? Would you like one of these?
Yeah.
Okay. And Rory gives Toby a hug.
Is it an awkward hug, like there?
It's one that it takes a moment to settle into because a couple of things. Rory is as a person, like, right, he has like family and things and people that he's loved. Affection isn't like a weird thing to him, but being in this body definitely is. The hug is almost more gentle than necessary because he's afraid of hurting you.
Oh, okay. All right. So Toby hugs tightly and just says, "Tell him to be extra careful." And
I absolutely did. If anything, you know. I think if it weren't for you, he wouldn't be able to do what they're doing right now.
well, I'm glad they're healing. I'm glad they're taking the time to heal.
That is not what they went to go do. They are doing. Oh, wait. That's an odd memory, but I kind of like this one. I kind of step back for a moment. There's like a use of like kind of like a minor illusion thing to be like, they have gone to do research and science, and there is just like that spark of black zone being there, being like science is happening, and it's just the word, like an illusory, the word science with sparkles around it in the air. What
You're muted.
did you get up to? Right, sorry.
I like that. Well, thank you for being here, I guess. I'm Toby. You already know that. Aria is right here.
Yes. Hello. Hi. Hello. Oria flies back into the room. Oria was just training in a corner by herself. Probably doing flying sprints. I don't know. Something you could do by yourself that's not weird and awkward. I don't exercise. Why
right,
would I know what one could do?
You are the very like warm-hearted but very chaotic one. I believe you punch things very often.
I do. And you're not. Are you not? Is he not? Are they not? Looks at Toby. Please change your name in the Zoom unless you want to be referred to you as whatever's in the Zoom.
I'm Cribble.
Well, hello there, Abbott. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Anyway,
Did you just call him what? Rabbit?
Abbott. That's like my profession.
A what?
a what?
Right, you know something? We will explain that later. Just job title. That's what's happening over there. So, hello, greetings and salutations. Good morning to Is it morning here in the Zarinian Mountains? I believe that's where we are.
I don't know where we are normally, so it's yes.
Right. So, Oria, this is Rory.
Okay, we know Rory, or know of Rory.
Sort of. I think the only reference you have seen of me so far was in the shift weaving library, which I am very sorry you
No,
had
no.
to see
Okay,
all
sorry.
of that.
I'm out of character real quick.
Yeah.
Didn't another character talk about Rory
Yes.
or bring Rory up? Like we've heard stories of Rory.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay.
When in the library, and then also you all went to it was referenced. I know a few of you were here at least. I can't remember, April, if you were in that specific scene or not. But they did go to Rory's workshop as well.
Okay. I just remember. I know for a fact that we've heard stories of Rory.
Yes,
like,
you
before we
definitely
did
have
any
heard
of that.
stories
Yeah.
about Rory. Yes.
Okay, cool. I was just making sure that I didn't, as April, decide that I am going to know who Rory was, and it wasn't.
I mean, I
and
would have
Rory was
supported
actually
you.
there.
But yes, you all would know of Rory a lot.
What is
Rory,
the other
yeah.
character's name who told us about Rory to begin with, who I can't remember now?
Fabian?
Probably
Fabian?
Ada.
Yeah, Ada, who was in Rory's workshop, but also Carmen and I'm blanking.
Javian.
And
Javian, yeah.
I literally just.
Yes, Javian.
Yeah, you did.
Javian.
Thank you. Okay, I'm
But-
just trying to remember. There's
right,
a catastrophe
so-
in my notebook. I can't.
There's a
remember.
lot of names bouncing in my head, so thank you.
No, that's fine. So, I suppose for everyone, I am probably the most like, and I point at Tyborn. Well, like this one, as far as my relationship to Blackstone is concerned, I am the person who made them. So, kind of like parent, but also kind of like older brother.
Congratulations.
Mm,
Well done.
I don't know if I would describe it like that, just because it's really not good.
There are very few good ways to probably describe that honestly when you occupy the same
You'd be
Form.
the, like, alpha,
I don't like that. I like
like
that's
the
worse.
1.0 and then the, like, what iteration would, you know what? I don't.
Yeah, that's putting a ranking system. I don't.
No, it's not a ranking system. It's how you iterate on things. Like,
No, I know, but it
the
sounds-
first Damp Daddy is not the Damp Daddy that is sailing the seas right now.
Is this one of those things that if you take all the parts out of a thing and keep building it and building it? I was not good in school.
Please do not dissemble me. That is a potentially risky thing to do.
This
I
assembly
promise
is
I will
not,
never try that.
well, or I was going to say it's non-Oreo's expertise from what I've seen, but I have actually seen Oreo disassemble a few things so far, so
I
I could be
promise
wrong about a lot.
every time that I have hit your body, it has been for a good purpose.
Oh yeah.
So far to my recollections, yes, that is correct. So thank you for that.
And I will refrain from doing it outside of that.
Right, so I'm certain all of you will have many questions, and I will be happy to answer a lot of them, although I feel like the answers might be a little bit more than you're bargaining for. But also, what is happening here, and also, what is this? And a display window appears.
Save us, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're our only hope.
Right, you have a soul, but why is there? What is this? And there's like basically like a meter. There's like a little like loading screen of where like Blackstone spirit points would be. And it is just like really low and it's flashing red.
I want
Pull
this
up
video
D&D
back.
Beyond.
I feel like I could go for several cups of the strongest energy drink that anyone has. I guess that is whatever this is.
We don't have any potions of speed right now. Sorry.
Right, I think the programming is, do you have,
That stuff's dangerous, especially when taken in excess.
a breakable item of some kind? Hopefully something mundane. Breaking magical items is also very dangerous.
Are you going to fix
Uh,
it? Hold,
I
and
wouldn't-
then Oreo will hold out her staff.
Is this staff magical?
No, it's just stuff. Dunk, dunk. Or she hits the button and pops it out and hits it on the ground a couple times.
Okay, I find like the nearest rock with relatively sharp edges and just go, right, I will be occupying myself over here at some point with this, but I promise to return it to you in the condition that you have handed it to me. As for you, and kind of points at Cielo. Cielo in a humanoid form?
Yeah, Cielo is still in humanoid form, has kind of just been watching your group with a little bit of amusement. The mirth only meeting their eyes, like the rest of their face is just very stoic right now.
So, seeing Cielo over there, I thought you looked familiar. But all of this is in Felkian? This kind of, I thought you looked familiar. It has been some time since I have seen you. I see that recent things have been chaotic, but I hope the years have otherwise treated you well.
I'll give a nod. Kind of, you see his eyes kind of scrutinizing for a moment. Almost trying to pierce through your stone skin to see who this might be. And then you see a little bit of recognition kind of flash. An imperfect Felkian back. It's good to see you, friend.
I also wish this had been in better circumstances.
Yeah. Not to spoil the mood, but as you all were resting, I was taking stock of the chamber. Did any of you leave a bag behind?
Did we?
A bag? No.
You mean the item that we found here on the plinth when we got here?
Yes. My memory is a bit foggy from just before that, so I couldn't remember if you all had dropped it or... I haven't touched it just because it's... And you see like this kind of sheepish look coming across Yellow's face. Last time I touched something in this room, I got corrupted, and I'd rather that not be your wake-up call this morning. So...
Well, I suppose we should go and have a look at it then. Let's check out the contents of the bag. What's in the bag?
What's in the bag?
What's in the bag?
What's in the bag? All
What's
right.
in the bag?
It is a head.
What in the world is in that bag? What you got in that bag?
Bag. What you got in that house?
And I think as you all look over at this bag, that's a perfect time for us to take a short break. So it's going to be quick.
Bump, bump, bump.
And we are going to get
Bump,
back
bump.
into it.
gonna be a hit.
So y'all is, like I said, probably about 5-minute break,
Roll
6
out.
minutes. And we'll get right back into
Bimbles.
this.
Shut the fuck
But we do have some trivia that'll be going off during the break, so stay tuned. See if you can test your Ampistrano knowledge and maybe learn a thing or two about the plot as well as the characters. And we'll be back in just a few minutes. See you all shortly.
Stay moist.
anybody like to be reincarnated?
Nah, you don't.
I got. Yeah,
Well,
sure, let's go.
April's gonna deal with that in the near future.
I can turn into a goblin if I'm reincarnated. Let's do this.
And welcome back, everybody. Thank you so much for taking a couple of moments to just stretch, refresh yourselves. I hope you enjoyed the trivia. It was a lot of fun for me to watch Sin answer some of the questions. And the cast and I were chatting about that a little bit. But we're going to dive right back into this episode. So the group has long rested for the evening, and as the morning has progressed and they've all awoken in their own different ways, conversations being had, Rory has come out to say that Blackstone is taking a little bit of a sabbatical, little library enrichment, and we'll be stepping away for a little bit. But Rory, the maker of Blackstone, is here and has introduced themselves to the group. Tyborn and Deodora worked to connect Tyborn with his anger and helping to get him a little bit more focused. And at this time, where we are picking up, Cielo had asked the group if they had left a bag over by where the kind of fake armor had been spotted, and that is where we pick up. So, Cielo, looking at all of you for a moment, will kind of then glance back towards the bag again, being like, yep, like I said, didn't really want to touch that, just considering the last time, well, something happened in this chamber. What do you all do?
I think Rory was opening
Okay.
that, right?
Yep. So you see a basically what appears to be a small kind of satchel bag. And next to it as well, there's a golden scroll with a silver ribbon wrapped around it.
Well,
Hey, Jordan, can you repeat what was in the bag?
I take the scroll.
You picked the scroll? Okay. I was trying to give you the decision between if you were gonna look into the bag first or if you were gonna look at the scroll first. So
The scroll has something that tells us about what's in the bag.
probably. It's wonderful.
And never mind.
So you will see on the scroll itself. Let's see. Sorry, it's been a second since I've read my notes, so I'm going over it real quick. You find in the scroll what appears to be basically it's a letter. And let me go ahead and get this sound clip ready. If it'll play.
Dear Laura, dear, I'm sorry to have missed you, but timelines change. It seems our meeting must be put off again. I hope these potions find you well and heal your soul. I hope we will not continue to miss each other, as we have much to discuss. Continue forward. The world needs you, and so do I. Hope thins, and even less will survive if you fail again. Be careful what you kill. Dying doesn't always pay the bill. Make haste, friends. Love wonders where you've been.
Well, that isn't at all disconcerting in any way, shape, or form.
Bad for you.
Is that somebody you know?
Is that someone that I know?
Did it sound like someone you would know?
I heard Rory dear, and I'm like, is Rory short for Rory dear?
Oh my god.
And I mean, I'm just saying, this is my first time hearing that
Yeah.
voice, but I mean, that is my name.
It is.
And I will say, but like, that's the first time I've heard like that voice effect. So,
Do you want to roll a history check and see?
sure,
On the
I would
voice
love
effect?
to.
History check. Bravo.
I would like to roll a tech check, please.
Ew, I am absolutely not doing that.
Let's just
Not
check.
the walk off.
Yeah, because D&D Beyond is gross for making that roll.
Mm,
Okay. History is a 19.
19. It's hard to say exactly where that voice is from. You certainly would understand at least the meaning behind it, and a flash of memory pops up of Blackstone and the rest of this group in Rory's workshop, and a note being left behind. Saying, "Be careful, brother."
Well, this is certainly my name on the scroll. Did this? Let me do, I would like to do an insight. The insight is for when a message is left, is it kind of like being on magnetic tape where something being left for a while distorts the sound of things over time?
I'm going to go with your history check from before.
Okay.
And in this case, no. It's not that time has worn this message away. This is perhaps how that person sounds now.
Okay. Interesting. There are only a handful of people who would call me brother, and well, if that is what they sound like, I don't know how things are for them at this moment, but I'll have to ponder that later. What else do we have in here?
Who is taking a look at the bag? Because we had Tyburn was looking at the scroll.
Rory was looking at the bag.
Rory's looking at the
Yeah.
bag. Okay. You will see in there what appears to be 5 kind of potions that look gray with tints of white every so often that kind of spiral through.
Okay. That's a 21 on Arcana. Can
Okay.
I eyeball these and know what these are?
They are potions of faith. These allow the drinker to regain 1d12 plus 4 spirit points when drunk.
Drunk.
Frank.
Drink!
Oh. These are going to be very useful. I wonder if I still have the recipe for these.
What?
Sorry, these potions, right?
No, yeah, I've made those too, but do you have the actual recipe?
I hate to be the bearer of bad news here. I am first and foremost a scientist, and that usually means notes are messy. I might have them. I don't know if I have them. These are potions that restore spirit points. Might be useful in a pinch where we need a quick way to restore them and we don't have time to do whatever you normally do to restore them. And, well, there seem to be 5 of them. Convenient.
I'll take one.
Okay.
Nice.
I'll take one and just put it in my pack.
Okay. As each of you take
I'm
one.
gonna slurp one of them down if you're gonna pass it to me.
Yeah, go for it.
I mean, I'm not gonna stop y'all from taking one if y'all want to take one.
As each of you take one of the bottles, if you do,
1d12 plus 4.
Rory. Yep, 1d12 plus 4. You see that the hue and the kind of whatever this liquid is inside the vial actually changes color to kind of resonate with your own spirits.
Not bad.
So, Toby, you'll see it change from a gray into kind of more of a teal coloring. Theodora, that kind of ink with hints of gold in it.
All right. Is that all?
Useful, and I suppose I might as well hold on to this. And like, you see, like Rory start like kind of like reaching around the back of his neck for a second. Who might you be?
Oh.
See little Corbin, just looking very perturbed, was very much asleep.
Well, sorry to disturb you. I also don't know how you ended up here.
It's Corbin.
You know all of us, but you don't know him. I don't mean that offensively. I'm just curious if there's a.
I mean, it's a good question though, to be honest.
Like
Considering
that
all
was a
the-
very big deal. Like I think he cared more. I think they cared more about Corbin than I think us.
They've known Corbin longer than they've known any of us.
Like there was like a runway fashion shit. Like I don't understand. I think that was a very big deal. To
You
Yeah.
would be surprised at how odd memory can be. But also, give me a moment. Corbin, I see. You were a gift from another friend of theirs.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I understand. So, you were also part of a set of things that they cared for. They have set themselves on caring for a great deal of things. I'm going to have to find a way to catalog all of that at some point, but I suppose I need to put you back here.
You literally, I think, Theodora, you clock this, like, as Corbin is going back of just, like...
What am I, chop liver?
Like,
what
what's
the-
happening here? It's like Corbin's going back, like, huh? What just happened? Kind of thing. Just little arms
I suppose-
going up.
I suppose it might be here for reasons. While we do share a body, some of our memories do diverge at some points. I know a fair bit of things that are happening, but not all of the things. Some of Blackstone's experiences are very purely their own.
Right. Okay. Can we just please get the hell out of this place? This hellhole. No offense.
Yes.
I know you live here.
I
It's
mean,
fine.
none taken, but also, weren't y'all here looking for something?
Yeah, exactly. So
The
can
sword
we...
and the armor, correct?
Yes.
Well, at least one of those things, I believe. You said one of them was stolen.
Yes. It looks like the armor, and again, he kind of barely hatches a glance over to the armor that at this point has kind of fallen off the pedestal. And you can kind of see that these kind of spectral kind of flames are kind of not encompassing it, but almost circling it just in case you all wanted to check it. But if you all didn't want to, he was going to just light that armor up and just let it be.
I will check the rest of the bag to see if there's anything else left in
There's
there.
nothing else left in that bag.
Okay. I keep the
Cielo,
bag.
Yeah.
did you see who came in here?
No, I've been racking my memory, trying to use the shift weave in the room to flash back to whenever this individual or individuals came in here. and it's a void. There's nothing.
Okay.
I can say, and this is not more of a memory, but again, more of a feeling. They don't have the sword, which is reassuring. It's small, but it's something. The sword is nearby, and you see at this moment, Cielo kind of moves his hands through the air, and it's almost like when you see the window panes on a kind of frosty morning starting to crystallize slightly, and you see the entire area of the Zerinian Mountains, the lake that you all were sleeping at, and the town of Vanya that you all have been exploring. I'm not sure how much time has passed, but we decided long ago with the Shiftweavians and the fairies that it would not be a good idea to keep two sacred items so closely guarded together. The sword is not here, but it is, and you see it shimmers again around this kind of dark lake.
The
And you
same lake?
The same lake that you all...
You mean we gotta go back?
Mm-hmm.
Bruh. Bruh.
Where that
How
lake
it happens. This is how it happens.
I don't think we need it. If we have to go back, we've gone too far. We've got to go forward. I cannot physically go backwards. It's a physical impossibility. I have to always keep going forward.
You see as his hand kind of taps where the kind of crystallization is, there's a pulse of like almost like water, and it shifts, and instead you see where once the lake was, there was a small island that held the temple. In a flash.
The temple that we were like, welp.
Mm-hmm.
We were like, oh, that's well. And then
Yep.
we were like, that seems like we don't want to go in there, and we just kept going that temple.
Yep, that temple.
Where I almost fucking die. That temple?
I do think that we might just this might just be a. We should just keep going.
It's up to you.
Well, allow me to ask a very important question in this decision making. What does the sword do? Is this the legendary one that cuts between worlds?
It cuts between worlds, but I sense that it might be one of the reasons why the land is corrupted right now.
And this is the thing that we're okay with leaving behind here.
I never said I was leaving it behind. You
Okay,
all
out
are
of
free to go ahead if you want to.
Question out of character.
Yeah.
What we came here that this was a side quest, right? Originally, like we had a choice of getting this stuff or going to Jorix.
It was kind of both, because the Lady of the Veil asked Deodora to make sure that these items were safe.
Okay, I think I just don't understand the importance. So we need to do this then.
Basically,
Yeah.
we
It's
do.
a sword that can cut between worlds, and bad guys are after it.
And it was supposed to be here, but we have to go back to it.
Yeah.
These are multiple day travels that we're talking about.
No,
Yes,
Hey,
this is going to set us back at
Cielo?
least a month.
Cielo,
not
do you
Until
have
December.
do you have like a teleportation spell?
I can teleport you
or,
to
like-
where the lake is,
Oh my
and that's
God.
about
And then
it.
could you like maybe like have like one on hold and then teleport us back?
Or past this place, just anywhere else.
Yeah.
I
We
can.
don't. Do we need to come back here after that? Do we need to like go there, come back, and then go back?
No, I don't sense that you need to. The armor isn't here, so
So then, yeah, we could just go there and then somewhere else.
you could certainly do that, and then head to wherever else you need to go.
Devil is working against us. That's what's happening.
We also have like
I
a
don't even
boat
believe in
waiting
the
for
devil.
us, and we don't need to like. I feel like if we make them wait any longer, they're just gonna. So,
All right.
So we should start going. We should move. We should start walking.
no, they're gonna teleport us. It's fine.
Oh,
We don't
okay.
have to walk.
Yeah.
I go and grab
you don't-
Orea's steak so I don't leave it behind.
Oh, I've already
Theodora-
forgotten about that. I probably-
Theodora looks at Oria, is like, you double don't have to walk today.
She like sinks down like a foot, just like exasperated, but she's still flying. She's not touching the ground. She's like, no.
This is
You could
exhausting.
feel the heat radiating from Draven. It was like if someone could like rage into fire, like Red Hawk, essentially.
Mhm.
So
where
basically,
it's-
your anger from inside out at this moment.
Yeah, yeah.
Are you just playing an emotion night now? Are you
I
bringing
mean-
Guy into this?
Hey, that's my job.
We need one of those emotion circles.
His eyes change colors with his emotions like a 2004 fanfic.
That's when everybody was into the fucking rings.
Well,
Right
that-
then, but I
this-
guess this is it then.
Yeah, this is exhausting.
All right,
Oh,
CeeLo,
yeah,
we gotta
puppies.
roll.
You. Okay, first of all, Toby, we're teleporting. We're not walking. We just established this. Secondly,
I still want to go up.
I understand. You know, you're gonna have to. You. We can't have two people who don't use their legs. Okay.
That's, I wasn't gonna say anything
you-
about it,
do you
but
know
at this
what- do you
point,
know what
this
Toby
is
muscular-
in the little
do you-
trophy bag. We're
Do
not
you know
touching
what?
the ground.
Do you know what atrophy of the muscles is? Because it's not good.
You know, it takes me twice to get to wherever you are because you got long legs.
But
I'm just a tiny
again,
little
we're
guy.
being teleported. You don't even have to
can't-
walk.
I
I
mean,
can
when
scarcely
we get
believe
there.
that of all the equipment that I gave this one, I didn't give them a pipe.
All right.
I
Thank
have
you, Ziello.
a second
This was
thing.
fun.
You all. I know that you all want to go to Jurix. I'm not holding you all to going with me.
Separating.
I'm gonna need you to shut the fuck up with that bullshit.
We already spent a
Um,
month sitting in a city waiting for someone to feel better. We're going together. Like we don't
Yeah.
not go together now. Like this is
Well, I
stuck
mean-
together.
I would feel better.
Besides that, I feel like it is very important to point out newer to the group, obviously, simply cannot have that. I cannot keep eyes on all of you if you separate. So I need you to figure out a way not to do that. Thank you.
And I'm not gonna make it if I go by myself. If I leave, I'm not
Roy, are
going.
you saying that you're stalking us?
I'm saying that my entire purpose in being here is making sure that, as much as I am able, that no further bad things happen to you, and Blackstone would not forgive me if I allowed such a thing.
Oh, we're going to need to get you a different life goal because that's going to be shattered very quickly. I have
I-
fallen a lot in combat. It's probably a problem.
Yeah, I
Um,
fully died once. So
You are
I've
going
done
to
it like
have
3
to.
times.
You're going to have to address that to Blackstone.
Blackstone, it's okay. Just kind of like yelling, not like at your face, but in your direction.
Blackstone,
I'm-
meanwhile, like cloud peals of thunder and flashes of lightning, cannot hear a single word of this.
No. Oria's voice is the thunder. Okay. So here's the thing. If y'all are gonna come with me, and it's not like I don't want you to, but I also understand some of us have other obligations. She pointedly doesn't look at Draven. But it's like we've been hearing
Draven
about
can
this daughter for like
absolutely
a month and a
tell.
half. All we've heard about for like a month and a half is this daughter. So, but the
Are
less
you-
time we spend complaining about having to go backwards, the faster we can get there and then come back.
I mean, we could complain.
What
and
are
leave,
we?
but-
Wait, are we talking about this one? And I just like gesture ever so slightly at Draven.
I'm not talking about any one in particular.
Captain Obvious. All right.
I
This
think
is
we should
something.
teleport now. Let's just go and do this.
Wait a
The
minute,
longer
can we
you
have?
say that we don't have to do this, the longer we're just going to talk about it, and the longer we're going to say we're going to do it. So we're just going to go do it.
Let's do it then. Say hello. Beam us up.
Teleport. Let's-
Okay.
Teleport time.
And he kind of just gives you all a look. Again, thank you, and I'm sorry for any trouble. And he kind of waves his hand, and you all start to sink into the earth.
There's definitely a I don't want to hear that shit wave.
No, it's just very like, okay, there's a lot happening here. I'm not going to interject.
I'm just saying, that's Draven's
Yeah.
reactions.
Yep.
Get that shit out of here.
And
Teleport me, bitch.
you all find yourself moving through time and space, and eventually popping back out right where you were camping just a night or two ago at the lake as it looms before you. And that is where we're going to end our episode for today.
Oh,
Cool.
fucking
Cool,
dare you.
cool.
I'm speed running this temple.
Yeah.
No, yeah,
I'm gonna be
all speed.
I'm gonna be level 20 for this one episode and just speed run this fucking temple since we have to come back here. I feel like we deserve it.
This temple has one room, right? We just walk in and the sword is on the ground and we fight the dragon.
The sword is in the mailbox outside, actually.
They left it under the mat.
Yeah, it's in a lockbox.
It was a 2-day delivery. It's just right there on the stoop.
It's a hedge
No.
maze, so I can fly over it, right? I don't have to
Oh
walk.
my god.
Thank you all so much for joining us today. We are going to get out of here, but before we do, why don't we go around and say who we are and any of the fun projects we're working on right now. I'm going to start with Sin.
Hi, I am your resident sunflower being, and today I have been Rory, maker of Blackstone. And where you can find me other than here is with the Tech Talk Thursday crew on Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern, and streaming while streaming supplies last, because this month has been a time. So that is where I am. I'm also Cinziak on most of the social medias except for Twitter, where I am Cinziak Beta, and I am stuck here because that's where most of my friends are.
Thank you, Sin. Let's jump over to Dimples.
Hello, I am Dimples and Dice, the damn daddy extraordinaire. You can find me as Dimples and Dice all over the internet. And my beard is not flickering around, distractingly. Yeah, just keep an eye on my socials. There's stuff happening. There's people who are at this table who are in stuff that I'm doing. So yeah, just keep an eye out. That's all I got.
Amazing. Thank you. Robo.
Moist.
God damn it.
It's me, RoboGoblin. You can find me everywhere at TTRP Gifts, and especially on Blue Sky. But that's it.
Awesome. April. April.
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear you. Hi, I'm April. April Reagan on the internet. I do things.
Wonderful. And April also has a project that'll be announced a bit more later.
Oh, I mean, I don't have anything. Everything's been announced. I just don't. have
Perfect. All right, and then we have Fair.
Hi, I'm Farron. You can follow me on socials at Fairbear. I do stuff and things. Just look at my Twitter. I don't feel like plugging everything right now.
Mood.
I've been up since 6:30. I ain't fuck with y'all right now.
It's valid. Amazing. I have been your storyteller, D&D Jordan Lee. We will be back here next week for another episode and this temple run. And yeah. But hang on, y'all. We're going to go ahead and pop a raid. So we're going to go support a friend, I believe. Let's see. We'll head over to Buy Ranger. Fair introduced me to them, and they seem wonderful, and they're doing a stream right now with some more D&D. So we're going to continue the fun over there.
Save is awesome, and I believe they might still be raising money for Palestine.
I believe they are. I think you're correct. So we're going to head over there, y'all. Thank you so much for today, and we'll see you next time Beyond the Veil. Bye, everybody.